Sri Lanka's economy has been in a crisis. It's May 2024 today, exactly 2 years since the Sri Lankan government defaulted on a $78 million interest payment on their loans. But how did this all happen? Let's look at the story of Sri Lanka's economy. Sri Lanka's growth started in the 2000s after LTTE was defeated and a 26-year-long civil war that started in 1983 finally came to an end. Sri Lanka started focusing on growth and infrastructure and was seeing the results of the same, and it was primarily driven by three factors. Firstly, tourism. While the country saw only 500,000 tourists per annum between 2000 and 2009 and about $400 million in earnings from tourism, this number reached 2.5 million tourists and $4.5 billion by 2019. And this is a big number for an economy as small as Sri Lanka. The second factor was skilled workforce, which led to Sri Lanka becoming a popular destination for outsourcing work, such as call centers and IT outsourcing, much like India. And lastly, on top of that, a lot of Sri Lankan workers ended up going abroad and sending money home in the form of remittances. So let's look at it. We're talking about billions of dollars in tourism income and billions of dollars in the form of remittances. Now, Sri Lanka's economy is just $74 billion. So that puts these numbers into perspective as to how big these numbers really are. And to further push this growth, the country started spending too much money on infrastructure, and unfortunately, flashy infrastructure. And it was largely fueled by debt. And this is where the problem started to happen. The country, as a result of high expenses on infrastructure, also had high debt. But the bigger problem was that this debt came at a high interest rate. And this is primarily because Sri Lanka as a country had just emerged after a 26-year-long civil war, which made it a risky place to invest in. In addition to it, in 2019, right before the presidential elections, the president then, Rajapaksa, reduced taxes, which further led to a shortfall in the government income. And as luck would have it, just next year, COVID-19 struck. And all the revenue that the country was initially getting from tourism and remittances had gone to nearly zero. The country began to run out of foreign reserve, which fell from $9 billion in 2019 to just over $1 billion by April 2022. People were facing problems getting petrol, gas, and other everyday needs. There were long queues, literally hours, as you can see in news reports, for just people to get petrol. It was a total crisis. And the Sri Lankan president then, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, fled the country amidst widespread protests. And finally, in May 2022, the country defaulted for the first time on an interest payment of $78 million. It's been 2 years since then. Data suggests that things are getting better. Tourists are coming back to the country, and even their foreign reserves have finally grown to a little over $4 billion now. But how's the situation on the ground? We're gonna fly to Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, in the next video and see exactly that. Till then, if you like this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to us on YouTube, and also check us out on Instagram for more regular updates. Until next time.